As a small biz pro, I saw we roll, using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz pro, I saw we grow, using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah. Crystal Mitchell, do you have
Good
a business
afternoon,
plan?
everyone.
Just
This is the Business Zone with and
Crystal
Gilbert
Mitchell,
Buchanan,
do you
your
have a
small business paramedic.
Just review the pages
Small
of
Biz
my
Pro, how you
marketing
doing
plan.
today?
Got my capabilities, say
Well,
yes, I'm ready
we're going to have
go.
a
Got my
fantastic
balance sheet,
show
my
today. We've got two great guests who's going to be on our show. And Crystal, what have you been doing?
This has been my give back summer.
I know.
But I did get paid for it, so it's not that much of a give back. Because you got to make some money nowadays, you know that.
Right.
But this was the closing. Yesterday was the culmination of the 2008 Biz Camp.
Right.
And so the kids graduated yesterday. They presented their business plans. It was an awesome, magical day.
Amazing, huh?
Amazing. And it's so funny when they first sit down and we have nothing, right? We have nothing. They're like a blank sheet of paper, and then to watch their businesses evolve and come to life, and then we have some feasibility issues like, oh, this is not going to work because I can't figure out how to make money out of it. When we get to the business model, and we have
a phone call.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. We haven't even gotten to 2 seconds of the whatever.
This is great.
I love it.
So, hello, caller. Are you on the line?
I'm here.
Yes. Tell us your name and where you're calling from, please.
Majority from Encino, California.
Hi. How are you? Welcome to the Business Zone.
What did you say your first name is again? I'm sorry. Balance. Thanks, Balance. I appreciate it. It must be super hot over there, right? About 120 degrees?
Used to be. Right now it's about maybe 98 degrees.
98?
Yeah, and the humidity is like 80%.
Oh, man.
So you think it's going to be like 400 degrees, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, it's still 400 degrees.
I feel like 400 degrees.
Yeah, if it don't drop down past 75, it's still hot.
I know. Well, Valence, welcome to the Business Zone. How can we help you, or how can you share some good news with us today?
I'm here for Michelle Collins and Wendy Talley. I am one of the supporters for them.
Oh, okay, excellent. So they're going to be on air in about 30 minutes. So do you want to stay on the call, or did you want to call back?
Oh, no. I stay on the call because it was a pain in the butt for me to come into this call anyways.
Okay, no problem. So we'll put you on hold for a little bit, Balance. We really appreciate you calling in, and at least you'll get to hear some other interesting stuff in the meantime, right?
Awesome.
Oh, good. Great.
We'll put you on hold, all right?
I'll be on you too.
Okay, perfect.
All right,
Fantastic.
Thank you.
So
the kids, they all came together. They brought us some amazing business plans, all 25 of them.
Wow.
But it was interesting because our young ladies were far more mature than our young men, which is probably not interesting. That's expected, right?
Yeah.
But a big gap. And so, in fact, at one point, they were horse playing and doing a lot of stuff, so we separated the boys from the girls. We put them on one side of the room and the boys on the other side of the room. And the girls were like, oh, we like this so much better. And so they were able to outshine. So day one, about day 4, I went, oh, my God, these girls go wipe the ground with these boys. And they did. They rose to heights that were just absolutely awesome.
I like that.
And so we had our business plan pitch competition yesterday, and so the 3 businesses that one was Harmony Room, and Harmony, her business was creating an app initially a website, but an app that would allow teenagers to have a place where they receive motivational quotes and then they get an opportunity to speak with therapists if they're going through depression and any stressful environments or feeling suicidal or what have you.
Right.
And she presented like she was a pro.
Wow.
Just a pro. Everything I fed in came right back out.
So is she one of the winners?
She was with the first place.
Oh,
so she won
good.
$750.
So we'll get to see her on the air in a few weeks?
Yeah, she's actually going to Skype in because she lives in San Diego.
Oh, okay.
And so she went home last night.
Right.
And then the second place winner was a young lady named Winters Chambers, I think her last name is.
Yeah.
And Winter had an app to bring financial literacy to youth.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
And it's called Generation Z Wealth Development.
I love that.
And just on top of it from day one, she knew what she wanted to do.
Yes.
And she knew that how important financial literacy is, and she also recognized that was a void for their age group.
Yes.
And so she was right on it. Again, a pro in presentation. And then our third place was a young man named Amir Ray.
Right.
And Amir's business idea was an aromatherapy pen.
Right.
So when you're writing and you're all stressed and your brain starts to shut down, then you can push the button and you'll get like lavender or rose scent.
That is amazing.
I know, something.
These kids are phenomenal.
Isn't that phenomenal?
Yes.
Yeah, so something that will stimulate your brain and relax it.
And they say lavender is really good for, tranquility.
Right.
Really is good. So I don't know if that was an accident or...
No, because here's the thing. There was a thing. Hey, Marty. Hey, Donna. Hey, William. And George. Here was the thing. There were 5 businesses that these kids were creating around their different kids that was around stress and stress for the youth, for the kids. And so about day 4, I went, okay, there's a theme happening here.
Yeah.
So then I actually talked about that. Why are you guys... This is not an accident. Mm-hmm. So what is so stressful about being a teenager today? Yeah. And so we had a laundry list. It was like 3-column bullying.
And all of that.
Exceeding, being able to make sure you're performing at high levels, maintaining high grade point averages, and all of that. And then I kind of put myself in their position. It's like, wow, when I was a kid, I wasn't under that much stress.
Never dealt with most of that stuff.
No, we didn't get stressed to college.
Right.
But at home, it was different, right?
And this is a totally different day.
These kids go through so much. Yeah. So it was 4 or 5 businesses that was around, and another young lady, her business was a blog where she would monetize it, and that blog would be so that they would have an outlet to help diminish their stress. And hers was, the name of her business was Surviving Adulthood. Wow. So their thing was that we're not prepared in school to be ready for adulthood. Mm-hmm. We don't know how to select apartments. They know nothing about credit. That is so amazing. So this was her business, was helping you survive adulthood. Right. Yeah. So that is
phenomenal, man. It's got my brain thinking now. I'm going, wow.
And it's so funny because all of we had people come in, the professionals and other business people come in that are colleagues of mine. And Carolyn Hine was over there. Carolyn was just like a godsend yesterday because she came with her little mighty camera. She does more with her cell phone camera than some photographers, right? So Ian was our photographer for the day and videographer. Okay. But Carolyn was on it and keeping the kids. And so one of the little boys, he went running to the bathroom and came back shirt tails all on, tie all thrown off to the side. She's like, get back over there. Because she's all about etiquette, right? Yeah. So she's sitting back. So when he came out, his shirt tails. She had to go back in and tuck his shirt tails in. And just at that point, they called him as the winner.
Wow.
So he come around the corner and ran on stage, and I went, Carolyn, good looking.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he was gonna look all disheveled.
Yeah.
So, but it was good. Norm Nixon was our keynote speaker.
Cool.
And so he surprised the kids.
Yes.
He gave them a $50 for all the kids that didn't win.
Yeah.
He gave them $50.
Oh, that's
per
good.
child. So, like
20 of them got 50.
That
is great.
Right.
That's $500 right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the kids.
Oh no, that's $1,000.
No, the $1,000 was $1,150.
Yeah.
So the kids got the first prize, so that was $750, $500, $350.
Yeah.
Then all of them get paid $200 for participating. Some of them had some reductions because it's also based upon behavior and any infractions that may have taken place.
Yeah.
And then we had the fast pitch, so there was $100 to be won there.
See, that gives me an idea. Gives me an idea because you remember how we're doing these training programs,
right?
And small businesses, they really don't participate as much as they should.
Right.
We should do something like that.
Right.
Where we kind of give them a reward for participating. So if they get 100% participation, then they get something.
Right.
If they don't, they miss a class and that's it.
Yeah. So they could only miss 2 classes.
Yeah.
And some behavior because there was some behavior.
Yeah.
You know, because when you're dealing with children, obviously you have to give incentives, right?
Yeah.
And so, and our boys were very rambunctious, so couldn't keep their hands off each other. And then, a couple of them go to all boys schools, so now they're in a classroom with girls, and so it was a lot of. It's not just education like we do with our adults.
Right.
This is also teaching them to, behavior and controlling their emotions and guidance and suggestive thought processes and helping them reach out beyond their little scope of their little world. And so
I'm hearing some voices in the headphone. Do you hear it? Do you hear voices?
Yeah, let's see if we can.
Laron, can you hear some voices in the headset? Can you tune it out for us? I don't know where it's coming from.
Okay, it's better, I think.
Yeah, that sounds a little better.
So it's good. So next year we have to have you come out because I know you were so busy.
Yes.
So my friend Armand, he came out, and Armand is in the digital world.
Yeah.
He was so blown away. So the first day he came and he spoke to the kids. And so this was his first time speaking to kids.
Yeah.
So he says, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to say to him, Crystal. But then he deals with, or a lot of his clients are YouTube influencers.
Oh, okay.
And so once he started throwing out some names, which I don't even know who they are, the kids knew who they were. Oh, he was like a rock star at that point, right? And then we had Greg Winston.
Yeah.
He came and he spoke to the kids, so he was thrilled.
Yeah.
Jennifer, my client, Jennifer Wilson.
That's
she
good.
Came
you got
out.
some pretty good people.
Yeah, I did. So it was great. It was a good experience, and the kids. So we're going to expand it, so that the kids are just not creating these businesses for the right now, and then we do nothing else with them.
Yeah.
So we're throwing around some ideas, like an entrepreneurial club where the kids come in once a month, or we do a Skype online type of environment. Armin had some great ideas, and then we're going to expand to the millennials. So we're going to do probably an 8-week camp for the ages of 18 or maybe 20 to 27.
That's great.
And they will actually, so what our goal is to get some high-level type of businesses, or if they're in some sort of, back the default business, really putting it in a structure.
That is great.
Yeah.
That is great.
Yeah.
I can't wait to meet the winners on the show.
So they're going to be on the show. Hey, Romney. Hey, Tony. We're going to have them on the show next week. So I'm going to make sure with the parents that the winners from both camps will come on the show.
Well, I met a gentleman yesterday at the workshop that I gave over in Riverside. And he was talking about recycling black dollars in the community. And I was wondering if he knew you. His name is Len Cooper. He runs an organization. It's called PHP. They provide wealth management and financial management
I think
services.
I have met him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's a doctor, professor, PhD.
Okay.
So, after I did my workshop, he presented, and he spoke some good things about recycling black. He was saying some of the same things you do, that, the dollar stays only 6 hours in the community. In the Asian community, it stays 20, it goes around 20 times. In the Jewish community, it goes around, I think, 14 times. Latino is about 10 times. Mm-hmm. And, in African American, it's 6 hours.
6 hours.
So, that was amazing. And they have an event coming up September 7, 8, 9 at the LA County Fair.
Okay.
That has to do with black empowerment, black economics, that type of thing.
Well, because we right now, there's a report, and when I went to the Power Network conference, there's a report that the gap between our wealth and white wealth is, it would take us 249 years to be able to even halfway close that gap.
I'll be dead multiple times.
Times. And so will all the children and everything. So there is a crisis now, and we can't ignore it any longer. We can't pretend that it doesn't exist. Yeah. And I think what we have to do is, we're such hey, Nikki, we're such a let's include everybody kind of situation, whereas other ethnicities take care of self first and then expand to everybody.
Right.
But because we have done that, we help everybody else.
Yeah.
And obviously we're spending our dollars everywhere else.
Right.
And we will be extinct if we don't start worrying about self and only self.
Exactly.
And then reach out. I know Jackie went to an event a couple weeks ago. I think it was held by S.M.A.R.T. And this young lady, she was a millennial. And that's why we kind of have to bring our millennials in so that they get the wisdom and experience from us. So we may not be as tech savvy, but we come with wisdom. And we come with life experiences. And our life experiences are based upon situations that have been detrimental to our culture, right? And so she was telling, she was saying it in general, but of course Jackie took it because of what we do. So she was saying that we can't isolate our race. We shouldn't talk about just doing black stuff. We have to do that, and that would be fine and dandy if we weren't 249 years behind everybody else.
Behind the 8 ball.
We're behind the 8 ball, right? So when we think about that, and then add in all the political stuff that's going on now,
that's designed to keep us down.
Right? And for us, it's about power, right?
Yeah.
So if we don't come and stand behind each other and fight for each other, then it diminishes the power of everybody in our race. So then that means that when someone wants to call because you're using coupons and call the police and say or any other nonsense that's been going on, it's because there's no power.
Right.
So they feel that they can do that to you. And then on the other side of that, they feel the people, the ones that are being targeted, they feel if they call the police, then they're going to be the ones that go to jail.
Exactly.
Right? Exactly. So that diminishes your power on this side and diminishes your power on this side.
Right.
But if us as a people, there's 13 million of us. If 13 million of us like, oh, hell no, we ain't dealing with that anymore.
Right.
The gay and lesbian community, they do that. The Jewish community, they do that. The Latino community do that, right?
Yeah.
But the black community, we're not supposed to do that.
No, we're splintered.
We're splintered, right? And so if we continue the situation we're in, then we are all in danger. And most importantly, our children are in danger because we may be able to, and at this point, there is nothing that you can say or do that if someone is out to get you, out to destroy you, we've talked about it. Whether you're calm, you're dressed right, you're not dressed right, you're sagging, you're not. The problem is the skin color.
That's right.
And we cannot take the skin color
It's a
off.
common denominator.
That's the common denominator. So nothing that we do, no way we speak. Now, I personally think after the fact, because of the best thing about social media is they can identify these people right away. It would be worth every dime you had to turn around and sue them.
Right.
Because that's the only thing people hear is when you go to start attacking their pockets.
Yeah, when the pocket will get affected, then.
When you get affected, you won't have people calling because you're barbecuing. And it's interesting because this past week I was celebrating a friend's on Saturday. We went out to Newport Beach and to the Newport Marriott Villa. It's really a beautiful place right there on the coast. And so my girlfriend always goes there. That's her getaway, right? So her husband's birthday was this weekend, so we went out there. So about 15 of us, all of us dressed nice. Obviously, you had to have a few dimes in order to even be there, and they were staying there for 4 days.
Right.
It's a timeshare environment.
Yeah. That was last weekend.
That
right?
was last Saturday.
Okay.
So we go, and we're going to barbecue. So we came out, and my girlfriend went overboard with the food, right? She had, like, just big pallets of ribs, like 4 slabs of ribs, and chicken, and shrimp, and you name it. Yeah. So we were grilling them. So we're the only black people that was there. Yeah. Other ethnicities. So as we're coming out, all the people like looking at us like, what y'all doing here? Yeah. And then they started, and this is Bolden, they came up like, wow, what are you guys doing? That seems to be, wow, that's a lot of meat. You guys are really doing things big, aren't you? Now, how many times do you think you would have done that if you were at a public resort and somebody's fixing their meal? Yeah. It's dinner time. Right. Wow, and they kept coming over. Yeah. And it wasn't we were infringing on anything. Right. We had the one little grill. It was there for everybody. Yeah. And so some of them kept looking, and they'd look at me, and then one of us, 2 or 3 of us would come out, and they'd see we were all dressed nice, and then the birthday guy came out, and he was dressed to the nines, all white. Everybody's looking like we just gone on a cruise ship, right? Yeah. We're all in white linen and navy and that kind of stuff, and they were like, okay. And then so my friend's brother, what he did was we had started when the meat was coming off the grill. Yeah. He actually offered some meat to one of the guys, and then that kind of diffused that, right? And then
did they take it?
Yeah, they took it because they were sitting over there like they were salivating. It was an interesting. And then there was one Asian lady that kept staring at me, and I was talking to someone, and she was like looking in my mouth, like reading every word. Yeah. And then I could feel her. Yeah. And then I turned around and I looked at her and I stared at her like, what's up? Yeah, yeah. And then she turned her head and then she came back and she looked like, what? We're not brand new. Black people are not brand new, right? We didn't just get here yesterday. Yeah. And we're some foreign alien from outer space.
That is unbelievable.
And we got 4 heads and 2 tails. Right? If you haven't seen us in your neighborhood, you've seen us on television. Yeah. You've seen us in the market. You've seen us at public places. We work at DMV. It's like
unbelievable.
It's interesting. And so, I mean, no one said anything that would make me go off because I ain't the one, right? So everybody, but it was just the conversation because I'm waiting. Yeah. Just step over and be like, make my day. Just make my day because I'm not gonna curse at you, but when I get done, you gonna crawl away because I got my script ready, man. We gonna do the Dungeons on this one. It is not gonna be pleasant for them. So I was just waiting. But they kind of kept it. They just kept like we were a wonderment. Like, one, how'd you guys get in here? And 2, what do you guys got money for food? I mean, it was just weird.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah, it was a little weird.
I don't know.
Yeah, see, you probably worse. Like I say, don't cross over here, man, because you're going to get your feelings hurt.
I probably would have reacted a little differently.
Right. So we were like, okay, well, this is his birthday.
I probably would have gone over there, okay. What's the deal?
Yeah, why are you looking at me like that? Why you can?
Yeah.
And they were, and this is the interesting thing, they were fixing their own meals for their own dinner, and they were going to eat on the patio. So it's not like we were doing anything any differently than there was. But that was last Saturday.
Yeah.
Like,
they didn't spoil your fun or your event or anything, right?
No, I didn't let nobody spoil my time.
That's right.
No, and
That's
with me working this last 2 months have been pretty darn intense with the first camp and then traveling for that week. And so
all in all, you guys had a good time.
We had an excellent time.
That's good.
Then came back and finished up the camp. The kids, I told them, on Tuesday, I said, okay. Yeah. We at D-Day now because graduation is Thursday. So if you guys don't get it, and we don't have time for no horseplay, no playing around, and so they stepped up.
That's good.
Then a couple of them performed at the graduation.
That's good.
So it was good. And the president of the Urban League, he was just so impressed.
That's great.
Norm Nixon was just blown away.
Excellent. So next time it's going to probably the support and participation is going to be much greater.
Oh yeah. We already have a number of the ones that came out to coach the kids. In fact, Brian Grant from City National Bank, he came out and he and one of his the community outreach manager, and they coached. And Brian was sitting there going like, okay, so next year we want to know early enough. Can you let us just know like in the next couple of weeks when you're going to have the camp?
That's good.
And we're going to bring out all our banking professionals.
That's good.
So
are they going to put some funding in there?
That's the only way you can come to the table, man.
Okay.
Because we can't teach children for free.
That's right.
And so I let them know how much the program was.
That's good.
If the kids were to play. So it was totally free for the kids.
Good.
And it was about a $1,500 program.
Maybe what they could do within the program is try to get one bank to sponsor each kid.
And now that would be a great idea, right?
That would be good. One bank sponsoring, and if they want to sponsor more than one kid, then that's all good too.
And sponsor it all the way to execution.
Yes.
Right, not just for the camp, but for the ones that
could be a part of your proposal next time.
And one of the things that Brian said to me I liked, and I think that all of us as professionals should really. He was saying he decided this year he wasn't going to sit on any boards. What he wanted to do was to do one-on-one mentoring. He is mentoring 5 young men this year. And then some people were like, well, wait a minute, what about the girls? So he's going to take on about 10 kids a year.
That's even more beneficial than sitting on a board.
Right. So I think all of us should look at that is mentoring, because our children need us.
Oh, for sure.
And there's so many gaps in their education that they don't get.
Yes.
Which you would not think. And I was telling a friend of mine, here's what's interesting. They always say that our kids are lacking in sciences and mathematics. Mm-hmm. In these 2 camps, these kids were so sharp with math. Yeah. One young lady, she has every math, algebra from 1 to 3, calculus from 1 to 3, trig from 1 to 3, statistics from 1 to 3, and anything else that you take all the way into college. This young lady had already finished those courses.
Really?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And all the girls were saying, well, I'm taking college courses right now, so I'm only going to spend 2 years in college.
That's amazing.
And I'll be done.
That. I like that a lot.
Right. None of them want school loans. Yeah. They're like, how do I do that? So a lot, and I learned this from Carolyn, and we need to meet with Carolyn because there's about $100 million out there in the school system.
She sent me some stuff which I need to.
Yeah. So we need to make a time to meet with her. Hey, Dawn. She was saying that. One of the schools, I think it was LACC, got like $100 million budget for outreach programs and educational entrepreneur for young people.
Well, so we need to get on that this week.
Yeah, so Carolyn, if you're listening, Gilbert, I just told him, so we're going to meet with you ASAP.
Yes, she said let's do it, Carolyn. Let's do it.
Yeah, but she was saying that there are like 5 high schools that are on college campuses right now. And those kids, the plan is straight from high school straight into 2 years of college. They're already enrolled. So they're enrolled on one, and then and that enrollment in the high school will send them right into the enrollment in junior college.
Wow, that's great.
And they're learning they're coinciding the education path.
That's great.
So they'll be finished with all their academics for college the first 2 years.
That's amazing.
And it's all taking place while they're in high school.
So then it will end up costing them less to go through a 4-year program.
Right.
Because if they already did 2 in that part, all they need to do is 2 more to get their undergrad.
Yeah.
That's great.
Isn't that amazing?
That is great.
Okay.
Well, we're at the bottom of the hour. It's amazing how quickly the time flies. So you're listening to the Business Zone. Our phone number here is 323-293-3375. 323-293-3375. If you got a question, if you want to add to our show, share some information, some great insight about your small business with us, we would really, really like to welcome that. So give us a call. And you're listening to Crystal
and Gilbert
on the Business Zone. We're going to go ahead and take a break.
Hello, meet Larry. Larry is a general contractor. Larry is very good at his craft, but Larry has a very tough time managing his paperwork because he is busy taking care of his clients' needs. Larry just cannot find his important business documents when needed. Larry is also being passed over for bid opportunities from prime contractors because he is perceived as not ready. He doesn't know where his business license, certifications, insurance, and other key corporate documents are located most of the time. Lucy owns an auto body and collision repair shop and has been using a business management and procurement assistance program called Small Biz Pro to keep her business organized, business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. Small Biz Pro is a 3-in-1 cloud-based business management, procurement, and market research assistance system designed to help businesses become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. It also provides back-office operation solutions for small businesses. Lucy is able to stay ahead of her competitors because she uses Small Biz Pro to manage her business daily. Lucy just clicks on Small Biz Pro from her tablet, mobile phone, laptop, or any internet-accessible device for data retrieval, and she's got it. Lucy introduces Larry to Small Biz Pro, and now Larry is more organized and can now find all of his documents and new bid opportunities in seconds. Larry now saves $120 in labor costs for each missing or misplaced document. Just simply go to your web browser and log